Welcome to the channel, guys. My name is Dan and I'm here to talk to you about 5 Citizens. The reason why I've chosen 5 is because 5 is a good number and it's all I could really think of. And I don't want to talk on forever, so I don't bore you to death. Let's get on with it. The reason why I've chosen Citizen is because I love Citizen. I think they're underrated because people think they're a bit bland and there's so many to choose from, and I think that's the part of the problem. People think, well, Citizen, all the ones I've seen are boring. You've got to really dig deep. You've got to rummage through, or you've got to see them up close to realise the quality of the watches is exceptional. What they offer is exceptional. The variety is brilliant. I love it. So let's get on with this list because I have got 5 here, which I've seen. I've still got 2. I'm going to show you literally the ones I have still in the collection and why I think they're great, and I think you should think about them if you want to treat yourself to something a bit special and is still in the affordable bracket. So the first watch I'm going to turn the camera around and show you is the NY0040. So let's take a closer look at that. So here it is, the NY0040. This is the all black version. There is a blue one as well, and there's lots of other different types of watch very similar to this one, but this is the one I like the most because, for the first reason, it is like a 90s watch that is still available today. Because that's what it is. It's been around since the 90s. It's got an upgraded movement compared to then. It's got the 8204, but it still says on the dial 8203, which didn't have the hacking, but this one does. Hacking, hand winding, keeping amazing time as well. +3, maybe 4 seconds a day. I've had it on the time grapher. Excellent loom, proper dive watch, 200 meters. ISO rated, that's the key thing. This is an ISO rated, 6425 ISO rating, which means it's gone through all that rigorous testing, which costs lots of money for a manufacturer to put a watch through those paces. Every watch is tested. I know that this watch has been certified to be able to be used as a dive watch. Comfortable strap, which is wearable around a wetsuit because it's got this extra grippable and expanding function built into the rather stiff but very rugged strap. Changeable, of course, only 20mm lug width, really wearable size. It's only just over 12mm thick. Mineral crystal, which is so clear it's like it's not even there. That's another benefit of mineral compared to sapphire. This is a proper tough beta watch. You get scuffs on it, you're not going to worry about it as much. It's meant to be used as a tool, but you want to have something that's got that charm of having a mechanical movement. It still has some class to it. Polished elements combined with the brushed elements, but functionally as a tool watch, like I said about the loom being excellent, it's just lovely. Crisp, beautiful colour, really nice and easy to see in all light conditions. This black dial is just like a black hole. It's a bottomless pit. The strong contrast with the crisp loom really helps this be legible in, like I said, all light conditions. 60 click bezel, which is stunning feel to it. There's no play or wobble to it, no back play. Really nice clicky function. It feels like rifle bolt action. Why that? I mean, it's almost like there's a ball bearing in there and you can feel every click. It's just so positive. The alignment is absolutely perfect. Aluminium bezel insert, mineral crystal, all that stuff. People get worried about, oh, it's going to get scratched, it's going to look scuffed. Oh no, it's meant to be pretty. You know what? This looks cooler the scruffier it gets because it's meant to be the watch you wear when you're doing fun, crazy adventures. It's kind of what you wear when you want to be cool and you're on the beach and you go knocking about some coral and looking at fishies. I like that it's got that charm and it's been around since the 90s for that reason, because people still want just a rugged tool watch and don't want to spend the earth to get it. Around £200, absolute no-brainer. So this on the wrist fits so well, very comfortable. Sometimes it does snag on the wrist with the hairs plucking a little bit around here with these keeps. But it's still, like I said, very comfortable. It's so light. On a hot sweaty day, these do get a bit manky and you've got to give them a wash and it's a bit gross with all these little grooves in here. But you know what? You can change your strap out so easily because it's 20mm lug width. Put it on a nice leather rubber strap. Leather even if you want to be completely insane. You can get bracelets from these Long Island watches because these watches are still popular and sell today. They sell a Jubilee style and an Oyster style for about $60 plus taxes. So you can really upgrade your watch if you want to stick a bracelet on it. But that's beside the point. Look how wearable this is on my wrist. It does not look like a big watch, but it's a 42. It's so weird. It's an absolute brain melter, this one. Now you've seen that watch, I've got another one which is very similar price. That's the BN0150. This is a more modern equivalent, if you will. They do have other more modern equivalents to the watch I've just shown you, but I'd say this is another alternative because it has Eco Drive. It's still a proper dive watch. It's a part of the ProMaster range. Mineral crystal, chunky, clicky bezel, excellent loom, nice slim wearability, a slightly more comfortable strap. It's a real grab and go everyday beta watch that you can take in the sea and do what you want with it. I think this is such a classic classic for a reason, because it does the job so well as a tall watch. Really clear legibility with the matte dial, and you've got that lovely orange minute hand to help the tracking, how long you've been doing your dive for. All these features which are effectively what you get as a tall watch. So it's a gadgety watch, but actually is fit for purpose, does a great job. And it's less than £200. Love it. Fantastic watch. So third on the list, so we're not just talking about entirely dive watches. I thought I'd start with dive watches because they're generally the most popular. If you want to dress things up a bit, this is a watch I imported and it cost me about 400-ish pounds from Japan. Link will be in the description where I got it from. This was a very pretty watch, but I don't have it anymore because there are a few little niggles which bothered me. But overall, I would say this is well worth considering as a more expensive JDM style, bit of a niche decision, if you will, because it's not an easy watch to get. But if you're going to treat yourself to something a bit more special from Citizen, you're going to get yourself one of these. It's the NB1050. What a stunning watch. It's harder to get, but it's worth it. I'd say it's a competitor to a Presage from Seiko, and they cost a lot more money than this Citizen does. I'll start with a few dodgy things. 19mm lug width, pain in the butt for strap choices. And with the standard clasp, although beautifully made, it's really hard to get that perfect fitment. For me, it was either slightly too tight or slightly too loose. And that is just luck of the draw sometimes because of how many micro adjust holes you have on a clasp. This just didn't have enough. That was a little bit annoying. I put this on a different strap. I did put it on a lovely ostrich leather strap, and that really helped it look significantly more dressy, but I didn't want to lose a huge chunk of the watch by taking the bracelet off because I love the bracelet. So that's the reason why I got rid of it in the end. Ultimately, it was because it just didn't quite fit me. It just felt a little bit too tight. But the thing that really made it gorgeous was, for me, the color choice I went for was that blue dial, the sapphire crystal, flip it over through that exhibition case back, looking at that stunning movement. And it was just such a pretty thing to look at. The only thing that let it down again, looking at the dial though, was the slightly scruffy hands. They weren't scruffy like they're just thrown in there. They were just a bit sharp around the edges, not perfect, but the rest of the watch was so beautifully made, and it would look perfect for longer because it had this lovely Duratect coating over the entire thing, which is invisible, but what it effectively means is it's scratch resistant, not scratch proof. It resists scratches, so it just stayed looking good for longer, and I love that. And it was such a pretty thing. Proportions were good, wearable size in terms of less than 40mm, wasn't too thick, lug to lug wasn't too long, even though it didn't have the lovely female end links we want for it to drape around the wrist. It just wore beautifully, apart from it being so tight. Very annoying, but you can't have everything perfect. But overall, I'd say if it gets to fit you, it's literally a dream watch. It's fabulous for the money. It's stunning. Less than £500 if you're lucky. Depends on the exchange rates and import taxes wherever you're from. It's well worth the money. Now back to a watch I still have in the collection, and away from dive watches and maybe a dressier watch. Here is something which was something that started my watch loving journey again many years ago. Bought this on honeymoon in Hawaii. It's the Citizen's Blue Angel. So I've still got this, so I'm going to show it to you now. I'm going to flip the camera. Let's have a closer look. So here we have my beloved Blue Angels, not on the standard strap, which was a rather ghastly leathery style strap with perforated holes and yellow underneath. I've put this on an overly expensive Marine Nationale from Erica's Originals. I bought it because it's custom to fit my wrist size. Exact colour I wanted, blue with the yellow stitching to go with this watch, 23mm lug width. This works for this watch because I was having trouble changing out the strap, and I've found this to be the ultimate option. But the watch is good for you because it's between £300 and £400. I still make this today. I bought this exact watch 12 years ago this year. Radio timekeeping, incredible accuracy, all the functions you could ever need, such as daylight savings time, world time, date complication, chronograph function, lovely feel to the pushers. Love this spinning hand down here. You get your tenths of a second timing as well. Snap back as well. Not snap back, but it's pretty quick. And then it just zips straight back to when you go back to timekeeping. So exactly the right time. Really good power reserve on here, even after 12 years. It does drop a bit, as you can see. I've not worn this much and it's dropped down to about half. But it used to be I could leave this for months and it would still have plenty of juice in it. But it's still good. And I know you can change the capacitors on these, but the long story short, I just love this watch because it does everything so well. This strap just makes it so easy and lightweight and comfortable to wear. The lume on this is really good. Lovely blue color, really crisp. Just such a pretty watch, and the build quality on this is exceptional. It's got sapphire crystal, so it's got that lovely scratch resistance. It's still legible in lots of light conditions, even though it's sapphire. I have worn this for so many different things and it's worn extremely well. This does not look like a 12-year-old watch. Barely any marks on it. I've not babied it. I've just enjoyed it. And it's still fantastic. I just like wearing this when I go on holidays. You can change the time zone really easily. You just pop this crown out, twizzle it to the time zone, push it back in, and it all does its thing, goes to the new time zone. Wearable size, it's lightweight, solar power, and I love the color combination of blue and yellow. But you can get this as the Red Hours version if you just don't, if you're really anti-America, which will be terrible, and don't like the blue and the yellow from the Blue Angels, which is like the flight crew, same as our Red Arrows. Red Arrows one is black and red. This, I love the fact, the blue and the yellow. Two of my favourite colours. Love it. You could easily say it's a bit confusing to look at, but once you've settled into the watch and you know it inside out like I do, you just don't have any trouble interpreting all these little dials, what they do. It's such an easy watch to enjoy and read. The one thing I just wish you didn't have, but I don't need, but is a pilot watch, is this twizzly thing that does something on here. I literally have no idea what that does. I know someone's going to tell me in the comments. I really don't care. I'm not a pilot. But I love the look and I do use the chronograph and I do like all the other functions such as world time. So to finish this 5 watch list, I'm going to discuss with you what I think is the ultimate day-to-day beater. It's the ProMaster Tough. I had a slightly different version years ago and that had the protective coating all the way around. It was made of super titanium. Again, it was solar powered. It was just such a minimalistic, tough, rugged, do anything watch. But the watch is still available today, which is what I want to talk to you about. So you're not going to be frustratingly trying to find a watch, which I'm talking about. Still available. ProMaster Tough with the Arabics instead of just having pattern indices like the other Tough I had. It's such a clear, legible, beautiful watch. Simple, minimalistic. It's got wrist presence. You can get it with a bracelet now, and they've tweaked the hand design on the newer version. It's gone up in price. It's over £300. But I'd say you're getting a few little upgrades. But I would say stick with the older one. Saves you a bit more money. The hands still look great. Really tough Kevlar strap, so it's going to last for a long time. It's got the durability, and you literally don't have to do anything with it. It's solar powered, so you just slap it on and enjoy it for many years to come. And the only criticism I could say you'd probably say it's a little bit bland, potentially, but it's a field watch. And again, this is an example of why Citizen are so good. They do tool watch fabulously. Well made, reliable, built for purpose. And I love that. I love something can sometimes just be beautiful because it's just been engineered and ticks the boxes for what it's meant to do. And a watch is sometimes just meant to do a job, but still have some wrist presence, some classiness about it. So I think that's why Citizen are underrated, because they're like one of your friends that's extremely reliable, not always the life and soul of the party, but you know what? They're the person you see through to the bitter end, and they won't let you down. But they won't blow your socks off with a funny joke. A Citizen is, yeah, I'd say it's just like a nice friend. And we all need those in our lives, don't we? So on that lovely note, let's finish this video. And if you've enjoyed this one and see more of my lists and many, many other reviews I've done, it'd be a pleasure to share those with you and see you again. Do click on one of these other things popping up. It'd be good to see you again. Go on, carry on your journey. Enjoy a bit more Dan on YouTube. He's here for you to help you out. He's your YouTube friend. He's your watch lover. He's your watch guy.